Here is an example of how to use Pythagoras' theorem. Example 1. You're asked to find x, or to calculate the length of x. If you look here, we've got a triangle where they tell us this is 5 long, this is 12 long, and this is a mystery length x. However, if you look carefully, it's a right-angled triangle. And to label a right-angled triangle, you always find your right angle and imagine the side that's opposite or across from that, which is x. So this here is h. And then the other sides you can call O and A. And Pythagoras' theorem says that for a right-angled triangle, h squared will equal O squared plus A squared. So to use Pythagoras' theorem, all we simply do is we sub in our numbers or letters into this formula here. So our h is what we're looking at. H is x. So I'm going to change this to, instead of h squared, I have an x squared is equal to. For O squared, I'm going to change it to 5 to be squared. And my adjacent A is 12, so it's 12 squared. And now I have an equation with just x's and numbers. So I go x squared equals, and I use my calculator, 5 squared would be 25, 12 squared is 144. Then I say x squared is equal to, well, 25 plus 144 is 169. So now I've discovered that my x squared is 169, but I don't want x squared, I want to find x. And how we get rid of a square in maths is the opposite of squaring is getting the square root. So we get the square root of 169. And you can use a calculator to do this. The square root of 169, if you do it on a calculator, it's 13. So the answer is, for this particular example, is x equals 13. Just a quick note, in your textbook, they don't use h's, o's, and a's. In your textbook, they use a squared equals b squared plus c squared. Notice that in this case, the most important letter is your A. A stands for your hypotenuse. So we would relabel this as A, and then maybe this B and this C. And notice you still get the same, sum because A is x. So look, you get x squared equals, your B number is 5. So you get 5 squared plus, and the C number is 12, so you get 12 squared. Please note that x squared equals 5 squared plus 12 squared is exactly what we had here. So the sum works out to be the same. The only difference is we called it A in this particular example. So in the next video, I'll show you further examples.